Hello, everyone. We haven't exactly had the best holiday season or really start of the new year, but we have to keep on trucking on, and that includes also doing bigger and better for our animals that we still have. So, this is actually one of our old 4 by 2 by 18 melamine enclosures. And this is actually where essentially what we ended up getting, as I mentioned in a previous video, that we got a bunch more like 4-foot enclosures, and we're working on getting even more large enclosures. So a lot of animals are moving into bigger cages, as well as you'll be getting kind of a reveal in the next couple weeks whenever I finally get around to finishing them off, of some new animals coming out of quarantine moving into some new cages as well. But if anyone remembers from my older videos, like when we very first were moving into this building, when we moved to this property, we kind of had this like stack of 6 to 8 depending 4-foot cages, and we kind of had like stack and then stack right next to each other. And essentially what I'm doing now is we got a bunch of new cages that I've kind of made the Australian stack, which is over there, and then now this is going to be our Pituophis stack. For a while we've had Shoshone down there in the bottom one. We already showed off the black pine snake moving in, and so now this is our other female northern pine snake. She doesn't have a name, but she is a big girl. She's actually bigger than Shoshone. She's probably she's over 5 feet, probably close to 5.5 feet long. It is, it's January, so it is pretty cold. They're actually going through what is essentially a bit of a brumation, where these guys, they're only kept at ambient temps. The northern pine snakes, they definitely prefer the cooler temps in general. Like over 85 degrees is really too warm for them a lot of the time. So they're just kept entirely on ambient. They still have access to water and everything like that. But this girl was kept in a 70-quart rack. And so I want to put her, being the large snake that she is, into this 4-foot enclosure, being part of the Pituophis stack. And eventually there will be one more that will be going on top, which will probably, I haven't decided, it'll probably end up being the male northern pine snake, or he'll be moving into probably a different one that's at a better angle, because he's not exactly the happiest camper of times. And maybe Hopi, the Louisiana pine snake, will be up here because she can be a little bit warmer, because as we all know, heat rises. So to look back at this old melamine cage, melamine's not the greatest of materials, as we all know. It works for my rack systems because it's, I keep the lids on the tubs, and that's where it works okay for the 74-quart and the Christmas tree tub racks. But these guys don't really work if you're ever doing any sort of real humidity. So that's why I've ended up replacing multiple pieces. Like this has been replaced. The bottom has been replaced on not this one. This has been replaced. The bottom was replaced on that one. The bottom has been replaced on Shoshone's as well as the back on this one. So they're all just different replaces, constantly repainting, constantly redoing it up. But this one, it should last for a little while because there's not going to be too much humidity. And we're going to talk about exactly why. She's a northern pine snake. They range across the middle part of the eastern coast of the United States. So from parts of New Jersey, the other famous resident of the Pine Barrens next to the Jersey Devil, down to parts of Kentucky and the Carolinas and places like that along the eastern coast, where they can integrate with bull snakes as well as the black pine snakes. But this girl, she does come from Ocean County, New Jersey, where that's a pretty famous lineage of them. So she's an Ocean County, New Jersey lineaged northern pine snake. So was our big boy, as well as Apache, our other small male, and then Shoshone obviously being the unknown. But here is the fun little setup for her. So obviously 4 feet, 2 feet, 18 inches. I know a lot of people really like to do with their North American colubrids, especially their Pituophis, to have very naturalistic setups. However, they poop a lot. They have very fast metabolisms for snakes, so cleaning that can be a little intensive at times. Not to mention, I like to do lots of change-ups to change up the enrichment for them, so you kind of get this weird hybrid of the two. So we obviously have UVA, UVB light, little T5 strip up there, low wattage for the ultraviolets, because they will cryptic bask pretty regularly. We've seen Shoshone do it multiple times. Most of them are being converted over to the VivTech bulbs, but I still have plenty of these strips for the snakes, and mostly left over from the lizards. We have one hide, 2 hide, 3 hide, and then we have this, which is going to act as both another hide, a humid hide, as well as an egg box, because we are breeding her as well. Unfortunately, she slugged out last year, but that's okay. Here she is again, not the most happiest of campers. There you are. Hello, little girl. Hi, I know, I'm sorry. You're not very happy with me, but hopefully she will enjoy this new cool little setup for us. Like I said before, it's really nice to do the more naturalistic setups. And honestly, I love North American colubrids so much. And it sometimes can be difficult to find good artificial, essentially evergreen type plants. These guys are the solid pieces. It's like the artificial plants that we have a lot of times. It's not the kind of feathery, flaky stuff that just kind of flicks off like the traditional fake Christmas trees. It's much more similar to this type. And then this is, I don't know, I've never really used this for long term, so we'll see if this works. They also can be kind of pulled out as well. And if I notice that it will kind of start shedding off, or I'm seeing it kind of flake everywhere after it sits in here for a while, I'll definitely be removing these, because this also has you know, these type of solid plastic pieces as well. Plenty of live wood here, the cypress mulch there as well. Plenty of places for them to get away. They are kept at thermal gradients. However, there is a bit, it is kept at ambient temperature, but there is a bit of a thermal gradient to that. This is right by the door. So this is the cool side. Over here is the warm side, because this is our Aussie setup. So most of these guys are kept at warmer temps. So it's just a little bit warmer over here for them in general. So there is a bit of a thermal gradient, definitely not as drastic as you would see in like a ball python or a boa constrictor, but like that. But you know, this time of year, during the hottest part of the day, over here, it can get to about 79, 80 degrees. And then over here at night, it will actually dip down into the mid 60s, which is perfect for these pits just to be left on. It's not a true brumation, but they do kind of self-regulate on their own, and they seem to be doing pretty well for now. This will be the 3rd winter that these guys have been here. So just thought you guys would like to, you know, be kept up in the loop, keeping updated with things going on, always doing better, learning, growing, as well as you get to see another little fun, cool example of something that you may choose you would want to do as well. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you want to check out the playlist of all the other different enclosure upgrades that I've done over the last couple of years, you can obviously see the change and hopeful improvement, not only from the video quality, but how I set up the enclosures from the very early on videos into ones that I have now. So if you want to go check those out, it would greatly help out me as well. So hope everyone is having a great day. Hope everyone had a good holiday season and is hopefully off to a pretty good start for this coming year of 2024. Hopefully the world doesn't end this year. But again, hopefully everyone have a great day, and we will check you next time.